Natasha. Sarah and I are inviting you to join us for a little aerial back bending class. We will begin standing in front of the mat. We have the hammock hanging behind us and it's at about hip height, so like a regular traditional height, but we will begin with some warming up vinyasas. Stand on top of your mat, make your feet as wide as the hips. You can soften your knees for a moment, just bend them a little bit and feel the pressure of your heels on the floor, bases of the big toes, bases of the little toes. Roll your shoulders up towards the ears and back and down, relaxing the neck, lowering the shoulders, and softly press into the heels, straighten the legs as much as comfortable. Let's bring the palms together into the heart center and close your eyes. Take a big breath in, arrive into your body. Take a nice breath out, relax your neck and shoulders and chest. To open up the space for this yoga practice, let's chant the sound of Om together, just one time. Big inhale. Bow to your heart, exhaling. Set the intention for doing the yoga practice. And then let the eyes open. Lift your face, lift your head. Keeping the hands where they are, we start a little warm-up for the wrists. This slightly dancing movement of rolling your wrist around. Feeling every little corner of your joint, every little corner of this movement. Keeping the belly button sucked into towards the spine, into the belly. And let's change direction. Keep your face really soft. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes. And relax your neck, keep it long. Now we're gonna integrate the big shoulder movement into this. So we do a little circle with the wrist and then open the arms up. These kind of small movements, I find they activate the brain in some new ways. It's fun to try them. Something to develop our coordination. God knows we need coordination in the hammock. Last one like this, and then you come to the middle, and then you change direction in the middle. When the arms are going wide and up, try to make this movement very integral. Feel how the arm bones are connected into the shoulders and the shoulder blades, and lift the arms and lift also the chest. And lengthen everything when the arms are up. And let's do the last one like this. And release the hands down, shake it out, shake out the shoulders. Sprinkle the fingertips, do little wiggles. Just shake off anything that you might have accumulated in the day. Let's shake for some more seconds. Just loosely, softly. Maybe some exhales. Maybe a little jump up and back. Some booty shake. Okay, let's find some stillness again. Find the ground. Feel from your feet, you're pressing down into the floor, and it's like the earth is pushing up to lift you up because you're pressing into it. Grow the crown of your head high towards the ceiling. Next inhale, we're going to rise the arms to the sides, up, overhead. Exhaling, let's fold deeply forward, bend the knees if you need to. Crown towards the floor. Inhaling, rise halfway up into a halfway lift. Exhaling, let's fold one more time. And one more time, inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, and fold, and drop your head. Stay for the exhale. Relax the shoulder blades, relax the neck. Take a big inhale, lift up your heart, lift to halfway. Then planting the hands, we take a soft step, one foot and then the other foot back. in a plank position. Inhaling the plank, exhaling knees, and then chin and chest to the floor. Inhale hard, up and forward, little cobra. Exhaling, press back to the hands and the knees, tuck the toes under, and downward facing dog. Slow, simple transitions. Walk it out into downward dog. Straightening one leg and then the other. I also like to do little hip twists, so you can also try that. And then let's find some stillness. Pressing the hands into the floor, base of the index fingers. Pushing the biceps, rolling them up, triceps rolling down. Pushing from the shoulders into the floor. Hip bones up and back. Take an inhale, look forward. Step, step forward, as many steps as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, crown towards the floor. Inhaling, we're coming up bone by bone, all the way up to stand with the arms up, reach up. Exhaling, come down, hands down. Alright, we are warm. We interlace the fingers behind the back, and your favorite thumb on top, and then we walk back and find the hammock behind. Oh, there it is. And then the fists pretty much go inside of the loop of the hammock. And then we're walking again, forward, forward, forward. And then we stop at the point where it seems like the shoulders are not going anymore back. You want to use this arm bone pull, backward pull, to also open up the arm bones, open up the chest, reach the arm bones back, widen the rib basket or rib cage. I think Germans call it rib basket. So we focus here on the symmetry of the body. If you are coming forward and you notice that your shoulders are kind of dropping down and lowering, and then you kind of still keep going forward, then it's going to just hurt you. Let's relax the neck, keep the neck long. Sarah is doing it wonderfully. And puff the chest up. One more big breath here. And let's softly walk back. So back bending is kind of a complex thing. In the beginning it is also about opening this part that we just worked on. And then it's also about the hips. So we're going into the hip part now. I'm doing a little microphone adjustments. So we have the hammock behind us. Take a big inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, look up, hold onto the fabric, grab it, and then bring the hammock around your back of the ribs, lower ribs. And then let's step back, press into the hammock, reach back, lean back into the belly of the hammock. Let the arms just hang down, let the feet be wide, and you can start swaying side to side. And if you find it difficult for the neck to hold the head here, interlace the fingers behind the head and support yourself. That's always a great option. If you feel that you are really far back and you're not doing anything, you can walk your feet a little bit more forward towards the middle of the mat, and then you're a little more horizontal. So we're going to keep the legs wide. And so let's do this in synchronicity. Bending the right knee, leaning to the right. And then bending the left knee and leaning to the left. And switching. And let the hammock move you and switching. And when you go to the side, for example, bending the right knee, feel the stretch on the left side of the waist and the ribs. And then on the left, you feel the stretch of the right side of the torso. Just letting the hammock move us as if we're moved by water or wind. Total freedom, relaxing the legs. There's not much hard work going on. We will try to do a whirlpool. I'll show you what it is. If you're practicing at home, you have to be mindful of the space around you and in front of you. And if this kind of swaying side to side, you're already touching some objects, maybe skip the next part. So we will hold on to the hammock, and let's do it again in synchronicity, going to the right. We're going to get some swing, and then go to the left and do a full circle around. So going left, swing, going around, like that. Yeah? There you are, and again. And one more time, maybe. It's really good for loosening your joints. Let's find the middle again and change the side, switch the direction. So now we're going to the left, bending the left knee, gathering our momentum, and then going right and around. And loosen your hips, ankles, and knees. Soften everything and just play with it. Woohoo! Okay, let's find your way back to the middle. Whew. Let's bring the feet a little bit forward so that the hips are hanging underneath the hooks in the ceiling, underneath the plumb line. And the chest is also underneath the plumb line. So there is often what happens is that we tense up somewhere in the sacrum area, drop your tailbone down towards the floor, relax your lower back, let the weight of your hips lengthen the muscles of your lower back and lengthen the space between the vertebrae. And we can just hang here for a moment. Little micro movements are also cool sometimes. So I like rolling forward and back on my feet. Sometimes also it's pleasant to let the knees drop to the side and then to the other side. Maybe a little wiggle of the hip, a little circle. So this is rib hang, it's one of the basic aerial positions, and I think it's part of pretty much every one of my aerial practice. So bring the weight into the feet, walk the feet a little bit back towards the middle of the mat. Left hand will hold on both sides of the hammock. So the elbow is on the left, the hand grabs on the right. Left foot wiggles towards the middle, and then let's step the right foot back, hold on to the ankle, and look up. Press the ankle into the hand, soften the knees if you need to, and lift your heart up. And then exhaling, let's change the sides. Switching the right foot again into the middle of the mat. Right arm holding on, reaching to grab the left ankle, and then create some tension between the ankle and the arm. Use it to open up the left side of the chest and the left side of the hip. Release. Exhale, come to the front. And now with the arms, so if the hammock tends to slide into the armpits and it goes too high, pull yourself a little bit up and adjust so it's still around below the shoulder blades. Stepping both feet towards the back, holding onto the hammock high. If the knees touch the floor, no big deal. Press into the tops of your feet and push your heart a little bit forward. Keep reaching the tailbone down towards the heels, and this is again a back bend, but like a very passive one. So this is a variation of upward facing dog with the hammock. If the arms don't feel like being up anymore, you can also reach the arms down towards the floor. Also an option. One more big breath here. And exhaling, let's lower the knees down. And let's lower the sitting bones towards the heels and slide out of the hammock slowly so it rolls along the upper back. And then we bring it around our wrists in front of us. Let's take an inhale, pull in the hammock, press down, and exhale and lean forward. At first, let the belly hang and drop, and then pressing the arms into the hammock, gather your belly towards the spine, lifting up the belly button. Big inhale into both sides of the chest, behind both shoulder blades. Big exhale, relaxing the shoulders and the face and neck and ears. Breathe a couple more times like this. Deep inhales, equal into both sides of the lungs. and deep exhales which soften some more parts of the body, keeping the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, gaze forward, come up into your knees. Bring your knees as wide as the hips, and let's exhale and lean forward into like a little weird table position. And from here we can sway side to side to also stretch some more the sides of the waist and the sides of the wrist. Depending on your setup at home, maybe swinging side to side doesn't work for you. Usually, if the hammock is hanging from a single point in the ceiling, then swinging comes easy. But if you're in double points and if the ceiling is not so high, it can be not so comfy. So choose what you like to do. Choose your battles today. Finding the middle, letting the amplitude of your movements get smaller. Leaning back, take a break. Take a big breath into all of your chest. Grow taller with your inhale. And exhale, relax. From here, we will transition into a pigeon pose. So I like to widen my grip of the hammock a little bit so the arms are as wide as the shoulders. I come up to my knees. Left foot goes forward. And the left foot is in line with the right knee. So it's towards the right side of the mat. And you try to land your left knee slightly forward towards the corner of the mat so that the pigeon remains with a closed knee. So something like this. So you pull on the hammock, you hold on with control, you land, and then adjustments is your heel, left heel meets the right hip, the left knee is looking a little bit out, maybe like 45-degree angle, 30-degree angle from the middle. Keep holding on to the hammock. Press the palms of your feet, of your hands down, keeping the arms parallel, and use the arms of the hammock to really lift your front body, to lengthen the front body, and reach your tailbone towards the right heel, keeping the right leg very engaged, pressing to the floor a lot. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the face, and if it's too much for you to be looking up, you can also gaze down, and if it's too much for you to hold this, you can always land to the floor and make this less intense coming forward. Staying like this after a while, the hips begin to lower down towards the floor. Make sure that your knees are always comfortable. Now, another transition. From here, we're going to transition to sit on both sides of the sitting bones, both sides of the butt. So you pull on the hammock and rolling and sitting. So this is like a Shavasana position. Your hips are opening along the long side of the mat. The right leg is maybe also parallel to the long side of the mat, or maybe not, no big deal, but the toes are looking up. And spread your toes really wide. Arms can go really wide in the hammock as well. And exhale, I'm going to lower over the right leg, grounding the right side even more. And elongate this right side of the waist. Don't collapse the waist. Keep the right ribs really away from the right hips. And if it's also intense to hold on to the hammock all the time, release the left arm, bring it to the left knee, for example. Make yourself a little more comfortable here. A little twisted, revolved Shavasana position. Keep the right leg really heavy on the floor, active. So Yoga Asana, as described in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, is all about finding half effort and half ease. So it's a perfect balance between strength and relaxation and letting go. So find that here. Let's slowly come back to the middle. Bring the right foot over, around, on the other side of your left knee. And we're wiggling to face the front of the mat again. a little twist. Inhale your left arm up. Exhaling the outer side of your left elbow, outside of the right knee. Right fingertips behind you, look back, long neck. Every inhale, grow a bit longer. See where you can gain more height. Every exhale, maybe twist a little deeper, look more to the back. Work with your breath. Work with your limits. So find this place where it's still easy, but already half effort. Take your belly into this twist. So when the shoulders are rotating to be parallel to the long side of the mat, then the belly turns and some muscles get a stretch, some organs get a massage. Enjoy all that. Let's exhale and release. Come back. Step both feet towards the back of the mat. Plant the hands. Step back. Take an inhale. Little back bend like a cow. Exhale and round like a cat. And one more time. Inhaling like a cow. And exhaling. Push the floor away like a cat. Come back to neutral spine. Hover your knees up off the floor. And then shift the hips back and up from pressing the hands into the floor. And keep the knees as bent as you like them. Whatever makes you feel comfy and whatever allows you to straighten the back completely. If at some point the legs want to straighten, you allow them to. But the back is our priority. So we will do the speech on the right side and we will just go into it from here. Bring the right foot forward, right knee to the right wrist, and the heel under the left heel. Turn back, find the hammock, bring it forward, try to reach up. So if this is too intense, you can also repeat the other entry. But yeah, here we are. Cool. The back muscles are working now to support our body upright. So let's not leave them alone in this work. Let's use the arms to press into the hammock, to engage the shoulders. Let's lift belly button towards the spine so that the core muscles are working. And let's press the left foot into the floor and engage the whole left leg to just gain more energy evenly everywhere instead of only contracting the lower back. In fact, try to reach the tailbone towards the left heel as the fingertips are reaching up and forward. Maybe you even lengthen the lower back. Maybe you create more space there. And with time, let the hips melt towards the floor. Watch how some parts of the body are opening, new possibilities. A big breath here. And then we're going to get grounded. Sit down on the left side as well. Rolling over. Left. Right foot is somewhere close to the left inner thigh. So maybe the tippy toes can touch the left inner thigh. And the arms can stay in the hammock. You can inhale and lengthen, and exhaling, lower over the left leg. Maybe right arm comes out of the hammock and lands on the knee. Keep the left toe spread wide open. Bring a lot of awareness to the back of the left leg and feel how that skin is touching the floor, how much of that skin is touching the floor. Keep engaging the left thigh, strong foundation. And stretching the left side of the waist, expanding the space between the ribs and the hip. One more deep breath here. bringing the left foot outside of the right knee, wiggling, sitting down on both of the sitting bones. Find in the middle, inhale, your right arm goes up, exhale and twist to the left, right elbow outside of the left knee. Take an inhale and grow taller, with long neck, exhale, look back. Wherever your gaze is going, that's where your whole body is going to go. So gaze behind your left shoulder and turn your shoulders with you. Turn the right side with you. Take the right belly also with you into a twist. One big inhale, going taller. One deep exhale, relaxing and twisting deeper. And then come back to the middle. Plant the hands, feet go back. Take another cat-cow. Inhale. And exhaling. And round and space between the shoulder blades. Inhale again, melt the belly. And exhale. And round, look towards the belly button. Neutral spine, lifting the knees. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Big inhale in downward facing dog into your long, long spine. Big exhale and relax the neck, relax your ears, relax the face. Let's walk the hands towards the feet now for a change. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold again. And inhale and open the knees, come up. To stand. Head is the last thing that lifts. We will go into back bend with an inversion. So we're turning our backs to you because that way when we go into the inversion, we will actually look at the camera. So the hammock, we're standing directly in the plumb line, and the hammock is just around the sacrum. Not around the sitting bones, not around the waist, but the place in between, the heart part. We're going to lean back, lifting the legs wide, wandering the arms up, hanging there, keeping the legs wide, the knees wider than the hammock. And then if you're okay here, lower down and bring the feet in front of the hammock, connecting the feet. And then bring the hands to the floor. And once the hands come to the floor, you can stop yourself from swinging. And you can let your neck hang down. Alright? Yeah? Cool. Here we are. For a moment we can hang. Let the chest and the neck get really big, long, and spacious. It's also cool to interlace the fingers behind the back. And open the chest one more time. And now the right foot comes across both sides of the hammock. So the right foot wiggles to the left. And the left foot is kind of like out of the game. Straighten the left knee and kind of kick the left foot out to the left. And then through the side, the left heel goes back, and the left heel, the left foot is heavy. Bend the left knee, drop the left leg down behind you, and keep holding on to the hammock with the right foot basically. And hang there. So if you like, you can look down on the floor in front of you, plant the hands, and push a little bit into the hands to make this a little bit like a bridge position. Another option, you can let go of the floor slowly, and then you can reach back and find the left ankle. You can interlace both fingers behind the left ankle and hang like that, with the chest big, head heavy, hips are open, and then let's let go and switch sides. Left foot comes first to the middle, forward, and then across cross to the right side, right foot kicks to the right, and through the side we go with the right foot behind us and let the right knee be very heavy. Look down the floor in front of you somewhere, plant the hands somewhere underneath the shoulders, press into the hands. Pointing the right toes towards the floor, right knee heavy. And then let go of the floor, reach back and find the right foot. Hang around with the right foot. How are you doing, right foot? One more big breath here, and then let go of that. Bring both feet to the front. Look up, look at the belly button, reach up, find the hammock, legs wide, come up halfway. Bend the knees if you need to when you get halfway. Hold onto the hammock, keep hanging here, and let your circulation come back to normal. Now, here are two options. So if you're not comfortable with turning upside down or something like a flip, you can simply come out the same way that you came in. If you are okay, and if you think you can hold on to your life, so grip the hammock, legs go back, around, and reflect. Okay, too much. Let's recover from this in any kind of simple recovery position. So one way is to put on the hammock like a little backpack, and then just let your upper body drop into it. After a few breaths, it should be all right and ready to get up. To counterbalance the previous pose, we will do now a hip hang. So we stand directly underneath the hooks again. Take the hammock like a shopping cart. Go on the tippy toes. Press the hammock into the hips and walk, walk, walk. And then when you cannot go forward anymore, you start lowering the torso down. And then one by one, the hands release, bending the knees whenever you need to, lowering the fingertips to the floor, walking everything back. And then the hands stay in front. Plant the hands like you're doing a downward facing dog, and then lower the head as well, like it's a downward facing dog. And let the feet be just hanging in the air, somewhere not very high above the floor. So everybody likes different style. Somebody likes to keep contact of the feet with the floor. You can try that. Other people like to bend the knees and let the feet slightly higher. All is cool. Press the hands into the floor as if you're in a downward facing dog. But there is almost no pressure on the shoulders, so now it's more therapeutic. We still try to roll the biceps up and the triceps down and widen the shoulder blades. And now that there's no weight on the hands, it's easier to learn this kind of movement. Let's walk the hands towards the middle of the mat, maybe halfway, and we'll try it like that with a little bit more weight on the hands. Rolling the biceps up, triceps down, neck is long, face is soft. Breathe into my belly, breathe into your spine. Make everything long and juicy. Come forward, bending the elbows, walking the hands towards the front, finding the floor with the feet and walking the feet towards the front. And when you can step the whole foot on the floor, we stop there. And then let the belly hang for a moment in the forward fold. And we are rising up slowly, letting the hammock roll up into the belly. Rolling the spine up. Slowly, slowly. Alright. Next thing, for a little recovery, we are just gonna come land on the floor. So once again, stand in front of the hammock, reach up high, slide the hands to the ears this time, keep the body straight, and then lower the body into the belly of the hammock from here. And bend your knees right away and come forward. Let's keep the feet straight and get them towards the front of the mat. And let the pelvis get heavy, let your body slide out of the hammock. Slowly land. And you should land correctly on your sitting bones. It should be a nice feeling that you're straight away comfy. And keep your toes wide, keep your feet really active. We can let go of the hammock and bring the fingertips or the fingers towards the floor. Press into your hands or your fingers, what is on the floor. And inhale, look up, puff your chest a little bit up. Exhale and do a little rounding of the shoulders, and then inhale again, opening the shoulders. Chest up, and then one more time, just rounding. Keep the heels really heavy. And one more time up. Lift the chest, lift the arms, inhaling down. So we keep it here. Legs are working a lot. Heels are heavy. Inhale, reach up, elongate your spine. Exhale, let's fold forward, hands catch the hammock or not. If you're very flexible and very eager, motivated, you can hold on to the feet and do a full forward fold. If you're not very motivated, keep hanging out with the hands in the hammock and do it halfway. All is good. We want to stretch the back side after the effort that it has made when we were doing the heart opening. Ground the entire back surface of your legs into the floor. Feel the backs of your knees pressing into the floor. Not all of it probably, that's okay, but just feel kind of how much more skin you can plug into the earth. Lift up your belly button towards the spine, reach more and more forward. Two more deep breaths here. Inhale and go longer. And exhale and soften deeper. And then let go of your feet or your hammock. Come up. Hands planted to the floor. You bend the knees, shift the hips a bit forward. Plug the toes down. Reach the arms forward. Exhale and let's round the tailbone and lower down vertebra by vertebra, landing on the spine, but super slowly, and then down. When the shoulder blades are down, that's when we lower the head. Lift the legs up in the air, find the hammock, put the ankles in the hammock, and it's so relaxing to just lie around like that. You can bring the arms into a T shape. If the hammock is not into a tight rope, you can also put it in the edge. Putting the hands, feet into the edge of the hammock when they're just on the floor. Same thing, same work. As long as the heels are hooked by something, like the edge or the whole thing, all is good. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your neck. So if you have longer hair, then make sure that the back of your head is free of it. So you have full contact of the back of your head on the ground. The back of the neck is really long. The sides of the neck, everything can relax and soften towards the floor. Shoulders and shoulder blades. Everything just melts down. Arms are heavy. Breath is deep, going into the belly. Legs are finally relaxing. moment, and then we're gonna just hold behind the knees and then rock on the spine a couple of times until we can rock up to a seat. And when we're sitting, holding onto the hammock, grabbing onto the fabric, pulling up, so walk back, that makes your life easier, and we stand. And then we spread the hammock wide open, all of it. Again, take a moment to admire how pretty this whole thing is. Get your socks on, get your puffy sweaters on. Sometimes when I'm practicing at home, I even bring an entire blanket with me into the hammock. That's how bad it has been last week. It was really cold. So, we're going to it the easy way. Thumbs into the edge of the hammock, 4 fingers are out and wiggling. The elbows go in. And then grab some of the fabric, maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 times, so you have a little bit of the hammock inside in your hands. And then the elbows again go in. And we bring the hammock underneath the butt, bending the knees, bringing the heels inside, straightening the legs in there, lowering down into the floor of the hammock, making sure that the head is completely covered, that your hair, if it's long, then it's behind your head, the back of the neck and the back of your head are having contact with the floor of the hammock. Arms can cross across your chest or reaching over the head and bend the elbows. And we relax here completely. Drop every little bone into gravity. Relax the whole face and the whole body. Relax your eyes, relax your eyebrows, relax your forehead, relax your cheeks, relax the temples, relax the jaw, relax the ears, the entire scalp, the entire back of the head. Relax the base of the neck. One more time, relax the jaw and relax your tongue. Relax your throat. Relax the upper part of the chest. Relax the arms completely to the fingertips. Relax your belly. Connect your attention to the chest and feel your breath filling up your chest and emptying out. Feel your heartbeat. Relax the hips, relax the legs. Your entire body completely relaxed. Keep your mind peaceful and clear, and keep your attention focusing on something in your body, on your breath or on your heartbeat. If your mind starts wandering, gently bring it back to the object of your attention. arms and the feet into opposite directions. On the exhale, you can do a little banana shape. And to the other side as well. Moving the body in a very free, soft, gentle way. And eventually pull on the sides of the hammock and come up to sit with your feet outside, hammock coming into your knees. And you can lean a little forward as you sit. Maybe the edges of the hammock catch your shoulders. Gaze down or close your eyes. Trying to stay a little longer in the calm and peaceful state of yoga. You will come out of the hammock, holding onto the edges, sliding up and sitting down. On the floor, with the legs crossed in whatever comfortable variation that you enjoy the most. On the sitting bones, it's like you plug your sitting bones into the mother planet. Connect to the stability, the heaviness. Stack your vertebra one on top of the other. Keep your head up high, keep your face soft. And enjoy the effects of the practice on the body. Take a moment to feel them. Palms together into the heart center. Let's finish with one more big inhale. Exhale and bow to your heart. Thank yourself for this yoga practice. Thank your body. Thank your world. And then let's bow to the earth and thank the universe for something that feels close to your heart today. Come up when you're ready. And I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you. Yay!